Test, test.
Is this normal?
Let's see.
Yeah, it's because I never use headphones.
Yeah, these are kind of weird, aren't they?
Yeah.
Will this still work?
Oh, perfect.
Just a little bit. Sometimes I get all wrinkled up. Hey, you're good, Mike. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Welcome, welcome, everyone. This is tvosj.org. This is Betty Ramirez with Sabor Latino. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to make sure everything is working. So I'm going to turn Facebook on. YouTube is on. Looks to me like everything is a go. Yeah, Facebook is on. So welcome, welcome, everyone, to your community radio station. This is the Voice of San Joaquin. Yes, I said the Voice of San Joaquin. We're no longer KXBS 92.1 FM. We are TVOSJ, community-inspired, member-supported, volunteer-powered. And today I have somebody really special. And the reason why I say that is because his daddy was special to me, too. Of course, that was Coach Zavala. And you know what? We go way back. And I'm talking Franklin High back in the 70s. And his son is here. And he's Gregory. His name is Gregory. He's a junior. How are you, Gregory?
Very good, actually. Thank you.
And welcome to your community radio station. Did you know you had one?
Not really.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Well, we're here off the Miracle Mile, and we're here to stay. We're 3 years new and growing, and I'm elated to have you in the studio. So let's talk. Let's share some information. Your daddy talks so highly of you. He says that you are his hero. And I hear him when he says that because I say the same with my mother. She's my hero. And so, you know, your daddy is special. Always has been. I always looked up at him because he always had a way with the students back at Franklin High School. And I'm talking back in the 70s.
Oh, so I've heard.
So you heard. What do we call him? Coach, right? We always called him Coach. Well, he was an excellent coach.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He touched a lot of hearts. So how does it feel to be the son of somebody so famous in this area?
Honestly, it's kind of interesting, to say the least.
Okay. And when you said to me, because I do see your dad in you. Se parece mucho. Y hablas un poquito español, ¿verdad?
Sí, poquito.
Esa es la parte que me fascina. I love the fact that you are bilingual. So here at this station, we always tell everybody you can use both languages if you like. We could, talk Spanglish. That's no problem. On Fridays, I have Latinos like to Spanglish too. So we have various programs here. But I'm just happy that you were able to make it today. There's something that is going on in the community that I want you to share. Your daddy was sharing with me. So what is taking place? Go ahead.
So, it's usually through volunteer work that I realize that it's becoming a very big issue, especially the case of homelessness in San Joaquin County.
Yes.
And especially within Stockton, because it seems like they're throughout all of downtown, basically, and as well as they continue to move more north and more west and east as well. And it seems like they're not in just a generalized area, but they just continue to spread out. And I could see how the city sees that as an issue, but as well as these people don't have really a place to go.
Yes, and where do you think a lot of the homeless people are coming from? Because I know the numbers have been climbing and climbing.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
And I hear some stories, and I'm not sure if they're true or not, but one of them is because Stockton is known to have the aid for them, for a lot of the homeless. I'm not sure what it is that you know, but is that one of the things that you hear?
I've honestly never heard that before. Mm-hmm. So far, I've actually heard that Stockton really doesn't do much for the homeless people, actually. And that's a point that I really like to stress on,
yes.
Especially because, when I was attending the University of Pacific,
yes.
We've had meetings and, this huge event that UOP puts on. And it's where as well as create certain things that can help other people. We had a representative from the mayor's office there, in which she stated that they're working towards a lot of other things to reinvent Stockton.
Yes.
Which is very interesting. They had 5 major plays that they were doing, actually, and if I can remember correctly, it was something about vehicle testing within San Joaquin County.
Okay.
If I can remember something like that very clearly. It's been a while, actually. This was sometime around the end of last year, beginning of this year, possibly. But I remember after that meeting, because after she named those 5 things, it had nothing to do with building up the community. It had building up the community in building-wise and bringing more money and revenue into the city of Stockton, but it really didn't have anything to do with constructing upon the community that's already here.
Okay.
And so I asked her afterwards, what is the city of Stockton doing with the homeless problem? In which she advised me that the city of Stockton has a task force that is in charge of handling the situation with the homelessness problem here. And as I could see, since we've had a new mayor and such, even with the last mayor as well, we haven't really focused a lot on, the idea of homelessness and reducing it, or even making a type of tent city for these people to keep them in a specialized area. Because with the volunteer work that I do through the city of Stockton, we go out and give food to the homeless people it used to be every Tuesday, now it's every other Tuesday, because we had to make room for scheduling. But we used to go out a lot and make food for the homeless people and go and take it to them.
Oh,
and
bless your heart for doing that.
And we've been doing this for the better half of 3 years,
Okay.
as far as I can remember that I've been doing it. But every time we'd go out, I would always see the same people and always more newer people. And I would wonder, how are these people, here and stuff like that? And I would see people that I remember. But it's they remember you, of course, because of your actions and the way that you do things. Because,
Right.
they're human beings as well.
Right.
But, some people just don't treat them like human beings because they think they don't have money or anything like that. But it's just because maybe somebody had a bad break. Or what I seem to notice about this is that sometimes it's not just drug use that's keeping them out there. It's poverty.
Poverty. Yes.
Yeah, it's not just drug use. There's people that are working, but they don't make enough to actually afford a house or afford cost of living. And so they resort to living under the bridges. And
Yes.
yeah.
And, on Facebook, I'm big to post anything that has to do to help the homeless. And the little houses keep coming up, these little houses. And these little houses are affordable. And I'm thinking,
definitely.
this is something that Stockton can do. But, I don't want to talk about them, but, there is funding there and they can act.
Oh, most definitely there is funding.
There's areas, there's properties where they can put these little houses
Yeah,
and to help the homeless.
most definitely.
There's a lot of areas where they're doing that and they're helping the homeless. One of them was a story with little houses to helping the veterans, and every veteran had a little house, and it makes a big difference in people's lives because they have now a little roof over their heads. Now they can get out there and work if they want to work at part-time, full-time, but it gives them a space.
Yeah, it definitely
And
does.
that's something that all the homeless needs. And we're not just talking veterans, we're talking families too, Gregory.
I've seen children
when you
out
see
there.
children, you see mothers, single mothers with their little babies, I'm just like, oh my goodness, what is going on?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So those little houses would definitely come in handy in this area.
I heard that shipping containers are a big use as well. Like they transform shipping containers into basically like module style homes
Yes.
with a bathroom and everything. And I think that would be a really good investment because those only cost about, I want to say the ballpark around it is about $10,000 or
10,000.
less. I'm pretty sure it's a lot less.
Okay.
But it would be an idea to kind of implement those here because, we just have a lot of homeless people and it just seems to be growing.
Yes.
And it seems like the more that it grows and the areas that they're in And I remember times that I would go out there to see them on a Tuesday, and they would be talking about this Saturday that they're going to be kicked out of that area and they're going to end up moving to another
So
area.
relocating a different area.
Yeah, and
Constantly moving around.
oh yeah, and it doesn't seem to do very much actually. And then of course they're going to go find another area, but then they're going to just pick up and move again to a different area as well. So we see this constant repetition of people moving and getting up, moving, giving up, moving, getting up, moving. And there's no generalized area of where they're at, or no generalized area where, if people wanted to go help them, they can go to this generalized area, or if, or a place where they want to set up tent cities or, housing for these people as well.
Yes. Yes. So what do you have in mind? Because I know you probably have a plan. What is it that you want to introduce?
Well, for me, actually, I would like to introduce maybe a type of social service to kind of counsel these people, because I know they say there are people that actually don't want help. Yeah, that's kind of the idea as well. There's people that don't want help as well, and that's okay. But for those people that want help and can't seem to get out of it, I feel like we should have a type of social service that, takes care of that, like tries to attend them and help them. There's people that have, not even graduated high school out there. And I remember seeing a 17-year-old kid as well. And
they can go back to school if they have some kind of a help and get their GED.
Yeah. And, possibly join the workforce and get back on their feet and not have to live out there.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much. I believe that the city does have money, and I believe the city can help. But it's the individuals, so do you have a plan in regards to maybe getting a hold of organizations and coming together, bringing them together so that way, when people unite, organizations unite, we become pretty powerful.
Oh, most
when
definitely.
It's just one individual or two or three, it's not as powerful when you do have these organizations that can move mountains.
So to speak, yeah.
So I'm thinking, if we can get a lot of these organizations together and get them to agree to come together, maybe we could start something tonight. I'm going to have individuals here that are going to be meeting us in regards to our event that's coming up on August 11th. This is something that you can introduce. I can introduce. Because the people that are coming, they're all in organizations, a lot of nonprofits.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That would be
And they could take it right back and share that information and start there.
Yeah, at least it has a starting point to
Yes.
doing something instead of it being this problem between, I have an article right here that was a study of the homelessness population, that it's tripled in the past of 2 years. It was done by the Stockton Record. And between 2017 and 2019, it risen from about 567 to about 1,558.
Wow, the number shot up. Wow.
And so that just leads my point to being that there is possibly nothing being done for these people.
So I'm saying if we can get these organizations, which are many, together to meet, and our fundraiser is one that's going to have a lot of resources.
Oh, most definitely.
And these resources are there to help individuals. So we can maybe even approach a lot of the organizations that are going to be present that day. Now, I'm not sure if your dad's going to come out, but I know that he knows about the event. And it's a fundraiser for the radio station, but at the same time, I want to make sure that all organizations that have anything to do with families, the undocumented, the dreamers, DACA, for the homeless, this is important. And I think if we hit up as many as we can and get them all involved, that I think something can be done.
Most definitely, yes.
And I think that's, I'm hoping that you can attend. But tonight is one of our meetings.
Okay.
And if you'd like to return, it's going to be at 6:30. Not sure if you're going to be working or you.
I'm actually going to be out giving food to the homeless as well
bless
tonight
your
as
little
well.
heart. Okay. So if you can take maybe 10 minutes of that time.
Okay.
10, 15. okay, to introduce it, and I'll introduce it too. Then maybe we could get something started right here.
Yeah, it's because I go out with my church group and we actually go and take care of that. So
Yes. And I love the fact that you do have a group of individuals that care enough to do that. And the church group, I mean, there you go. We can hit up, I don't know how many churches out there, because there's many here in the Stockton area.
Oh, most definitely.
We can invite and we can get them involved. But let's start with a lot of organizations that have a lot of young people, because there's a lot of really young individuals that are movers and shakers here in the Stockton area. And
definitely.
I would love to get them involved. So I'm hoping that a lot of them will show up tonight. A lot of them are actually bringing in their tickets, so they do know they need to turn that in. So maybe we can approach, and if they come in after you leave or whatever, I'll approach them and I'll let them know. So what I'd like for you to do is put out your contact information for anybody that is listening to us right now, the community, because there's individuals out there that want to help. How do they contact you? They can contact me here, no problem. But if they have any questions or suggestions, can they reach out to you?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely. But I will say that I will not be in Stockton very long, actually.
Are you heading out to college?
Yes,
Oh,
actually.
bless your heart.
I'm going to be leaving for culinary school. So there is, I will give my contact information, yes. But it's just because I won't be here very long in the city of Stockton. So I want to make sure that, the suggestions that we have and stuff would go to a group that would be willing to do this more often.
Now, would your church group would they be willing to continue it?
They actually do.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They do this every Tuesday, or they
Okay.
used to do it every Tuesday. But we in the Stockton area have to make room for other propositos that we have during the week.
Yes.
And so we had to switch days that we had to do it, and so we do it every other Tuesday.
Okay.
But my church spans from here to Brazil to other countries as well.
Unbelievable.
And
Wow.
so what we do is that the other churches in other cities,
Mm-hmm.
they go out and evangelize to the homeless and bring them food. I believe they do one on Tuesday and then also as well as one on Sunday. I wouldn't quote myself on that because I'm not too sure,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just what I believe they do. My church group, they do go out, they do all of this, and we usually fund it, so it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we're basically out there like once every 2 weeks, and so.
Okay. If there's someone out there that would like to donate, where would they donate?
Donating wise, I would say
Yeah, because that
probably-
money can actually go right into the food that you're putting out, right?
Oh, most definitely.
To help.
Yeah, they can donate probably at the Universal Church or La Iglesia Universal, El Reino de Dios,
And where are they located at?
801 North Center Street.
That's
And
in
if-
Stockton, California.
Yeah, and if they would like to come out for a service as well, we have services every day of the week. 10, 4, and 7 are the most primary services.
Okay.
And it's great to have that,
Yes. And the fact is that they've already been doing it. So I can see individuals coming together to continue to help. And, once you're off to college, because, education is very, very important. And I tell that to my girls all the time. 2 have already finished. They graduated. They're happy as can be. They're going for the career now. I have a little one that's studying to be a doctor.
Oh, most definitely.
It's a little long run, but that's okay. She's willing to do it. And she's at East Bay. But definitely, you started something here at the radio station. And that's something that, I'd like to continue to help in that area. If it is putting out information on when, I'm going to need the time frames and some of the contacts from church.
Okay.
And maybe we could continue. Now, when are you heading out to college?
I'm going to be leaving in the beginning of September, actually.
Beginning of September. Okay. Just make sure that you give me all the contact information so that way we could have somebody from church constantly giving us an update. And that way I can also update everyone that is listening at this particular time to see if maybe they also want to donate or come on out and be part of giving of themselves.
Of course, yeah. I'll be sure to talk to my pastor about it tonight as well before we have the meeting.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and
Wonderful.
I'll try to get you some contact information when I possibly can.
That would be great.
Yeah, it's just my schedule's so crazy right now at the
I can
moment.
imagine. I can imagine. So, what are we studying, and where are we heading?
I'm going to be living in Napa, and I'm
Okay.
studying the culinary, actually.
Wonderful. So, hey. Okay.
Yeah, get to cook.
You
for,
like to cook.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, Chef Gregory. I like that. That's a good sound. Next time, maybe we could do a little interview with your dad, too.
Oh, most
That'd
definitely.
be wonderful. But I love what you're doing. You know, kudos to you and also the church. But definitely that's something that we could continue right here on the radio station. I'll continue to stay in touch with them.
Okay.
And maybe they could come in and also, like I said, introduce and give us some information on what's taking place, what is it that they need, and how we could continue to keep getting the community involved. Okay?
Most definitely.
So,
Yeah.
contact information one more time. Let's see, even the name of the church.
Iglesia Universal del Reino de Dios, the Universal Church at 801 North Center Street, Stockton, California.
Bless you for what you have been doing all this time, and continued success in everything that you do.
Thank you.
I'm honored to meet you because, like I said, your daddy had touched my heart in a very special way back then and still today. And like I said, he's touched a lot of hearts, and a lot of people really love him. And just you being his son and, listening to what you're doing, carbon copy of your daddy. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you
Y
so
que
much.
Dios te bendiga en todo lo que haces, okay?
Thank you.
And now that I know this is taking place, I can also share it with the Spanish programs that we have. We have Noticias y Algo Más on Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 to 6. Y lo vamos a decir en español para que toda la gente que escucha, que habla español, que también quieren participar y ayudar, así pueden, ¿ok?
Sí.
Por
está
eso,
bien.
toda la información de contacto es muy importante.
Oh, sí,
Okay.
todo está bien.
Okay. Un placer, un placer. Thank you for what you do. God bless you for all that you do. And like I said, continue success. And my goodness, getting an education in the area that you love, that's wonderful. And you got to keep us an update too. Whenever you come visit Dad, give us a
most
call or
definitely.
come on by and visit us, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so
Pleasure,
much.
pleasure. Okay, you heard it right here at the Voice of San Joaquin, TVOSJ. We're over here off the Miracle Mile in Stockton, California. If you have any questions, please give us a call right here at 209-467-4455. We are your community radio station. Please use that or come on by and visit us. 2094, let's see, we're right off the Miracle Mile at 231 Bedford Road. Matter of fact, we're right across the street from Werlo's. And Werlo's restaurant is known for having a lot of musicians come in and jam. Pretty sure you know it. We're right across the street from there, so easy to find. Look us up. The number again is 209-467-4455.